B. Oop. Okay, we're live.
Right.
All right. So we need to go over these questions.
Mhm.
First one: identify at least 3 unhealthy motivations the governor may have had in this case. Who wants to take that one?
Let's talk, withholding funds to a children's hospital. What do you guys got going on in Illinois?
Well, over here we call that business as usual.
Right.
He's distraught by this, and then pushing for campaign contributions from businesses, and then bullying the owner of the Chicago Tribune to get rid of the editorial writers, or the state funding would be cut. He has some moral issues going on.
Well,
I think it ties together. It's the greed that he has for, it's all the money that he wants. He greed for the money, and then narcissism. He feels entitled to that power, or he feels entitled to being able to take over or bully people around and get away with it. And I think, that's just downright wrong.
I'd add selfishness and envy. I think that those were 2 things, certainly. We're at 1:20, so we need to move on to the next one. I hate to be so fast.
No, you're good.
2 faulty assumptions the governor may have had.
2 faulty assumptions. He assumed that none of the dots they would connect, leading to his arrest. For example, he refused to move to his Springfield location. He kept his office in Chicago, even though he really never went into a Chicago office. His workers, know that he was never in his office, and when he was, very, very hostile. He also assumed that he wouldn't be traced by the FBI. The entire time he's doing this operation, he was assuming he was going to, get off the hook, and the entire time the FBI is monitoring his every move. So I'm assuming he didn't think of that.
I don't think he even thought that there was going to be consequences to his actions. And that makes me laugh. It's like, you're the governor of a state.
All eyes are on you.
What's that?
All eyes are on him,
Yeah.
Whatever move he makes, people are watching.
Well, and kind of tying it back to the Johnson book a little bit, I think one of his faulty assumptions was that this was just how the world worked. He's been in politics so long.
To say his fellow colleagues were also in jail, so he's probably learned from the best.
Yeah, well, and what he did was much worse than what Governor Ryan did. But and I met both of them, and Blagojevich is a sleazeball. Contextual pressures that may have been put on the governor.
Compromise.
I came up with compromise.
Yeah.
And I think that's the big one.
The big one. Making people have to compromise their ethics just to get what they, like the hospital. Like, he made sure that the hospital administrator wouldn't get his, $8 million was it? I can't remember.
Yeah.
$8 million until he got his $50,000 for his campaign. Like, they had to compromise their ethics for the money they needed to help kids.
I also got ethical segregation. That he was okay for him to be one way with his family. He was a family man, so to speak. But then he was a different guy at work.
Right.
Character traits? Go ahead.
I think his wife was pressuring him a little bit behind the scenes and everything. From what I'm reading, wanting more money, wanting more fame, wanting to be bigger and better.
And she, this is something I don't think was shared in the piece. She's the daughter of a Chicago politician. So
What was his name?
Dick Mell. So she's been in that all her life. So yeah, she was pushing him for bigger and better things. I'm certain. And she's a piece of work. Holy cow.
Oh, yeah.
What character traits did the governor lack while in office? Where there's no way of making this.
He lacked a lot of he lacked everything. He was bad.
Certainly prudent.
Integrity, humility,
Yeah.
justice.
Passion, all of it.
So prudent. He was.
Oh, we lost you.
Consequence.
There you go.
Oh dear.
We lost you for a minute there, Caroline.
There we go. Next question.
All right, next one. How did the governor act unjustly? I think a lot of this goes back to the hospital thing, like you were talking about, Caroline. Certainly two ways he acted unjustly was toward the hospital and toward the newspaper.
Yeah.
Threatening people,
Yep.
demanding money for his campaign. Yeah.
And people in his own party called him a bully. I can remember talking to state representatives who said he's trying to bully us.
Yeah, well, the fact that he left, he would call session and tell them they had to stay to resolve something, and he took off and go to a hockey game or something. Well, that's kind of self-centered and selfish.
Yeah. Yep. All right. What leadership ethics lessons did you learn from this case?
Without accountability, bad things happen.
Without accountability, bad things. That's a good one. I like that. There are no leadership ethics in this case. He has no ethics.
Yeah.
So very unethical, no morals. Just not a very good person.
How can someone without character be able to lead and be an influence on other people's lives in a positive way? A company cannot benefit or can improve production or anything without a leader who has good character, strong morals and ethics. But character, in my opinion, is huge. And this guy had no character.
Yeah.
I agree.
Alicia?
Well, I think what stuck out to me the most, what I learned about, was that he just, like Marcia said, he didn't have any character, but he didn't care about anybody. No humility, and you have to have compassion for people. Kind of like they mentioned here, Machiavellian kind of situation where it's all about me, I'm not gonna worry about the rest of the world.
And I think really, to me, like a leadership ethics lesson to take away from it is not to ever think that you're above the law, or you need somebody that's always going to keep you grounded. He was surrounded by so many people who just did whatever he wanted, and nobody was willing to say this is wrong, and you got to have that person in your life, whoever it is, that will say, dude, you're stepping over a line here.
Right.
I agree. All right. Well, we went 7.5 minutes, and I don't know how to make it any shorter. But any last parting words before I save this?
Just make sure that we have our PowerPoint together, and I can submit it.
All right. I'm going to stop recording.